is Dávid Ráday. He is the founder and one of the forerunners of a very interesting project, albeit with a slightly weird name. It's called HELLOWOOD. It makes you think of stuff, or maybe it's just me. But just to make this project clear and to see what it's all about, let's give a huge round of applause to Dávid.
What stuff? Hello, thank you very much for having me. Thank you for the organizers. I'm David from a Hungarian company called HELLOWOOD. I try to be fast because I have many slides because we did a lot of things in the past few years. I hope you're going to enjoy it. So you cannot really see us. We are modeling on a magazine cover with my two other founder partners, and this is the management when we received an award in New York. And this is national television when on a quiz show they asked this couple what is an architect summer festival, and unfortunately we tried to be really famous but they could not answer it. They said Hollywood, which is of course not true, it's HELLOWOOD. But we are getting there. So we are an architect company and we really want to make architecture sexy, and we really want people to look at architecture as an interesting thing. We do three things. Well, it's really difficult like this. We started as a side project 8 years ago as an art camp. And it's really interesting that normally it's the other way around. So we started as a non-profit company organizing summer camps for designers, architects. But now in 2018 we are a design company as well. And we are basically a schizophrenic company. We're doing educational projects and we also work for clients building out of wood structures. HELLOWOOD Education is already over 20 events. We are connected to more than 50 universities in the world, and I will talk about this later. We have these summer university programs. So basically our educational division is organizing festivals for architects. We have 3 major events. We have the international camp in Csóromfölde, Hungary, in the middle of nowhere, where people from all over the world are coming to build for 8 days big installations. This was the original idea of HELLOWOOD, that in the normal education of architects and designers, this building process, this experience of working with material in a one-to-one scale is kind of missing because they are working with small-scale models and 3D models. So this is a completely different experience where you are experiencing everything in reality while you build big things. I have a video. I'm not sure if it's going to be. We have sound. Just to give you an idea how is this thing working, we are around 200 people isolated in the middle of nowhere here. We call this a project village. It was an empty land we bought a few years ago, and we're building our campus there from scratch and out of wood, of course. And this is where we organize the International Summer Festival for Architects. This is where we live for a week. It has everything, all the infrastructure, nobody leaves for 8 days. And it's very important that this project is not only about building installations, this project is also about building communities, friendships, lifelong relationships internationally. You can see the scale of the project. Not the best resolution. And it's of course a festival as well, so during the night there are lectures and presentations, and after that we usually have concerts or DJs playing. So it's a really tough 1 week because you work during the day and then you party hard during the night, and then you start it again. Okay, if you're interested in this, you can find it on our website. Some projects, so you can see the scale, how we work in the past few years. These are usually installations, something in between sculpture and architecture, experimenting with structures, wood, lights, creating these kind of things. But this year we are always dreaming bigger, and this year we decided to really go back to architecture. And this year in the international camp we decided to build houses, which was a really difficult thing, and it required twice the money, but we succeeded. So it was in July and we were able to have 7 projects, so we finished 7 houses, and I'm going to show a few pictures of them. I led a workshop. This was our house, and the original idea was to build cabins. Cabin is usually a tiny house, a small house. This is not small. So our intention was to build a big cabin, a community cabin where a lot of people can stay. Of course, the original idea was to build an A-frame house with some parasite extensions. We had to make it smaller to the camp, so as you can see, the final result is also amazing, but it's $2 less than the original plan was, because in 8 days it was already a huge effort to build it. We had to use cranes because it's an 8-meter high building, and we had 15 students in the workshop and some help from our company to finish it. So it was still a really big job to make it, but it's finished. And after that we had an exhibition, and we invited Hungarian designers, furniture designers, interior designers to complete these spaces with furniture and objects. And after the HELLOWOOD, in the region there is the Valley of Arts Festival. So this was open for the public for 10 days during the Valley of Arts Festival. Some more pictures of other buildings from this year. Well, better to check them on Facebook, I guess. Yeah. After this, we have another camp which is called Építész Mustra, which is an architect gathering for all the Hungarian universities, all the Hungarian architect universities. It's a different idea, different concept. We are inviting all the universities. We have 10 universities participating, and they are applying with projects. These are micro interventions in the region of Tokaj in Hungary. We are building for the villages, basically. So there is a research work for half year. I don't know why it's doing it. I'm not pushing any buttons, but so there is half year, 1 semester of preparation, research and planning, and after that, in 1 week in the festival, the university groups are building these projects to small villages in Hungary, and these installations, they stay there, so they are actually making those villages more visible. It's kind of a communication platform also for these villages in Hungary. And we have a third major event in March in Argentina, because HELLOWOOD is trying to be international, and we could find partners in the other side of the world. So now, for the second time this year, we organized the same HELLOWOOD, but with Argentinian students and Argentinian workshop leaders. In Argentina, we are really proud of it, and as I said, it was the second time, so it shows it's working really well. and it's growing there as well. These are some projects from Argentina. Yeah, well, and our educational division doesn't stop here. We have kids camps already. We call it HELLOWOOD, and we have in Budapest an open workshop space called Technica, which is a wood workshop space open for the public. So during the past few years, many people asked us that, okay, we want to come to HELLOWOOD. Is it only for architect students? And we were like, yes. But then we decided to open up, and we have this workshop place. It works like an office space, but it's a wood workshop. You can buy a ticket and you can do what you want, or you can apply for workshops. And in this space, we are not making big installations, but we are in a furniture scale, so anybody can come without any previous skills and can learn how to use all the tools and make beautiful design objects and take them home. We do really small workshops with small scale furniture, and we have like bigger scale stuff as well. Depends if you're applying for a 4-hour workshop or an 8-hour workshop or a 2 days workshop. The biggest project so far for Technica was a canoe workshop. Yeah, so in a 2 days workshop you could make your own canoe, put it on the Danube, use it. And of course, we do other stuff as well. We sometimes organize exhibitions, lectures, and we publish books. I have, for example, this builder book with me. This is a book on socially engaged architecture from Hungary. It's not about us, it's not about HELLOWOOD. It's a collection of projects done by Hungarians in the world related to social engagement. I give it to you, and you can just pass it. And also we released a book, actually 2 books on HELLOWOOD in the past. We have one, the first one of our first 5 years, and we have a new one which is not available yet. It's going to be published in September, but I give it to you. I need it back. Nobody ever saw it. Yeah. And about the studio. So how do we make money? Because all these educational projects are non-profit, basically. Of course, the students are paying and we have sponsors, but this is a very big effort and it doesn't make any real money. So, but the thing is that we started with these workshops, and of course, clients started to come to us that, oh, we want similar installations that you do in the camp. Are you selling them, or are you doing something similar? And we were like, yeah, of course. So we started to specialize ourselves and build a company around it on temporary installations, mainly temporary wooden structures, functional statues, sculpture, and I will show you a few examples. We did a sign for the city, and we do Christmas trees, and the Christmas trees became really famous. So the first one we built in 2011, I think, or 12, and it was an idea. We were asked to make a Christmas installation, and we, as an architect company, we said we don't want to build Christmas trees. It's not interesting for us. We want to come up with something completely different. But finally, we ended up making a Christmas tree because it's kind of understandable. But the twist in it was that we said that we don't want to make an installation which is like a Christmas tree and it's just a visual something and it's useless after Christmas. So we came up with an idea that we're going to build Christmas trees out of things that can be used after Christmas. This one is made out of sledges, wooden sleighs, and it was a part of a charity that after Christmas we gave them away for poor children in Hungary. It became so successful that for the next year they ordered again a different kind of Christmas tree, and this one also is still very popular. So this is, for example, London, King's Cross. We put it in London 2 times already. Yeah, you can see the sleighs. It was all over the press, and this is Vienna, Belvedere Castle last year. And our other project, which is called the Charity Tree, is already, it was in 3 cities in Hungary last year. This is, for example, Kecskemét, the previous one was Budapest. This is a different concept. We built a 16-meter high Christmas tree out of firewood. And the concept is that 4 tons of firewood is given away to poor families after Christmas. And basically, it's a project of us, so I guess this year we're going to build not 3, but even more in the country. This became kind of a symbol of Christmas charity, and we hope that we can come up with a new design, of course, again. Yeah. So HELLOWOOD is really, we try to think about sustainability and the reuse of the materials. Okay, some other installations. This is Toronto. So we are going larger scale, but I don't have much time anyway. So after the installations, of course, we started to make bigger and bigger stuff, and now I'm not going to tell a big secret, we're building buildings these days mostly. This is a stage on Sziget Festival with similar logic like the Christmas tree. This is a huge stage, and the best one, I guess, it's an electronic open air stage on Sziget Festival called Colosseum, and it's made out of wooden pallets. And the idea was that we are not using wood or wooden pallets that are fixed into these installations, but we only have a metal frame, and it can be filled up with wooden pallets, so the pallets are not hurt. After the festival, the pallet company takes them away, so it's only a rent, and we only have to store the metal frame of the whole stage. It's not a charity, but it's also a smart thing that saves money. Yeah, this is the Colosseum from a drone perspective. We have some other installations. This is also a festival installation from last year. We do more and more public furniture. We started to experiment with solar panels and mobile charging options, and now we are doing many pavilions. This is a pavilion in the Hungarian castle. This is an interesting project in the middle of Budapest. There was an empty, really empty square, a place of a construction which never started, right in the middle of the city. So it's next to Deák Square. It's called the City Hall Park, but it was not a park. So we went to the city and tell them that we should transform it into a park, and we came up with the idea that we will ask the city company who owns all the plants, who are taking care of the plants in the city, that they have to bring all the trees, bushes, everything they have in storage to this park to make it greener. And we designed these wave style benches to make it funky to stay there, and it's working fine. We did it for the 2nd year, and it's for the summer season, of course, in the middle of the city. And now for the buildings, we started to work, and we are very happy about it, abroad a lot. So this is, for example, Zurich. We built many things in Switzerland in the past 2 years. We designed and built pop-up restaurant buildings. This is only there for 2 months, and then we pack everything, put them on a truck, bring to Hungary and store them, and take it back next year. The same. This is a winter edition, 300 square meter restaurant building. This is a surf venue in Zurich, downtown, that we designed. It's one of the biggest construction for us. It's very important to know that we are not only a design company, so it's a special thing about us that whatever we design, we build as well. So as we are designing bigger and bigger buildings, it's becoming a bigger and bigger problem in the company that we have to build them, and it's always a prototype. We never built such a building ever, so there are many issues that we have to handle, but you know, we like challenges. So this was finished in May, and it's a artificial surfing platform, and we built the building around it. We are now designing a lookout tower. This is not a temporary thing in Budapest. It's only a render, but it's on the way. And we also have some products. During the year, we started to develop some products in-house. So we have, for example, a modular furniture thing. This is not wood, sorry, it's plastic, but the original version was wood. It's a modular structure. You can make any kind of shape out of it, and we also try to integrate like solar mobile charging thing in the product. We have toys. We have festival toys. You probably met them on some festival because 2 years ago we had them, I think, on Untold or Electric Castle as well, or both. We have a series of these kinds of community swing things, smaller and bigger versions. And also we have products like kiosks, market kiosks, that we designed and built and rent them for events. Yeah, and we have some ongoing projects with some other public furniture. So thank you. This is it. I was too fast. I still have 5 minutes. I have many other stuff to show, but I think it's easier to check them in the books. Oh, I have another one with the studio projects as well. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask.
Just raise a hand and the mic will be with you.
So,
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of sustainability and building responsibly, and we don't have quite a trend in Romania on this. So is there a value or something that you would recommend so that we can actually create this wave of sustainable building? And also because in Romania you do historically even, we use a lot of wood in constructions.
I think sustainability can be very different. So in way, using wood, if you have the good sources, like we do, for example, this big company called Jaffolds, who guarantee that they are using planted trees, blah, 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 then it's kind of a green source to work with. But sustainability for me means, for example, that you do something, you build something, you design something, and it's not going to be useless afterwards, anytime. So, for example, now we are trying to, we have a commission on another lookout tower, and it's not sure that it's going to stay there, so we came up with an idea that it should be a temporary lookout tower. If the people like it in the district, then it's going to stay. But if it's not, we're going to design furniture that uses the structure of the lookout tower. So if they think they don't want the lookout tower to stay there, we can kind of take the material, just connect them, and they are going to be benches, public benches in the district of Budapest, which means for me it's kind of a sustainable thing. You know, you're not deconstructing it and you're not throwing it away. It's not going to be a waste. This is one of the thinking that we usually like to use, and of course storage is also an issue. So whenever we can, we are not storing anything, we try to give it away, or we try to rethink the functionality. So for example, the kiosk that we had, the first series. They were not the best ones, they were a bit too heavy, so now we changed them to buildings where our students can live in the camp, and we're using them instead of tents as accommodation. I don't know if I answered the question. Okay, and one more thing is that we really think in the new book we have a manifesto. We kind of have this idea in our mind that we are going to be a platform for builders. Anybody who is motivated to build things. We want to found Builder Society, and we want to organize a community, a worldwide community of builders. We want to connect these people. We have this mission, as you can see, that we are educating, we are raising, we are transferring knowledge to students, and we are connecting them, and we want to step up and raise it to a next level. We want to include not only architects, but anybody who consider himself or herself a builder. This is our next big thing. We want to have a huge event, maybe next year or 2 years from now, a big builder community gathering.
Make sure you pass out invitations.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And now